McCrory now to Sutton. Sutton on the backhand. Pankowicz shot is well wide. Jeff Riccardi, new defenseman for the Manitoba Moose, dangerously passing it in front of Lowen. He's got Sutton though, and he'll look after the zone. To McCrory, they can't do anything with it in the neutral ice. Dahl in turn coughs it up to the Moose. Sloppy play here at the midway point of period number 1, a scoreless tie. McCrory at center, thrown to the ice by Rhett Tremblay, and that will draw a penalty. And McCrory may be looking for an extra 2 on Rhett Tremblay, because he probably read the scouting report on Rhett Tremblay, knows that this guy's a bit of a hothead.
Well, you can see the elbow and the shoulder right up, kind of a cheap shot. And several of the Moose players after the whistle came over and delivered the message to Tremblay that they're not going to tolerate too much of this stuff. A hard right hand right into the jaw.
Not a small guy, 6'3". Well-known pugilist for those of you who remember him from his days in the Western Hockey League with the Saskatoon Blades, and then of course the Victoria Cougars. Wasn't supposed to play tonight. In fact, he was a scratch up until game time, and asked why, and they said, well, they just showed up unannounced. So John Perron wondering maybe might see some action out of Darren Kimball. Kimball and Tremblay about the same size.
And probably with the same job as well.
All right. Moose power play still 0 for 1, so they're going to try for their second power play chance. Let's have a look at it and see what transpires. Sutton quarterbacking, takes it back deep into his zone. He'll leave it for Kerry Wilson. Wilson, Kimball, Sean Evans on this power play along with Randy Gillen. Wilson, Evans shot down low, kicked out by Duffus. Evans has it now back to the point. Kenny Sutton wrist shot, that is blocked by Moore. Evans on the line to Sutton. Sutton sends it in deep. Kimball along the boards for Gillen to the wraparound. Duffus doesn't have a stick, but he still makes the save. And has the presence of mind to hold on for a face-off with $1:28 to go in the Manitoba power play.
Well, this chance was set up actually by a really alert play by Ken Sutton. And it just shows kind of the veteran savvy this guy brings to the Moose. The Vegas Thunder had 3 penalty killers out high when the puck came loose, but Sutton had the presence of mind to get it back down in the corner. You see the chance here with Evans. He was alertly up in the play and decided that going for the net was the best play.
Now the Moose with a good opportunity. Randy Gillen.
Right here is where Sutton. Now Sutton, the puck comes over to Sutton if that replay were to continue. And eventually it gets to the wraparound chance for Gillen. And that was only because Sutton had the presence of mind just to throw it back into the corner. He didn't pass it to anybody in particular.
And Gillen smart. He knew Duffus didn't have his stick. He kept the puck down low. 11-11 to go in the opening period. Scoreless hockey here between the Moose and the Thunder. Evans to Chris Jensen. Arneal now has it in the left wing corner. Back to the point. For Sutton, his shot is blocked. And the Thunder are able to clear as they send it all the way down. That'll lead up a good portion of the clock. 1:05 to go in the power play. Evans lets it go for Stéphane Morin. Morin to Sutton. Sutton fires it in along the boards. Left wing side. Arneal can't get to it in time, but Evans has it on the left point. Evans stick handles around Dimitra. Over to Sutton, and that is wide as Arneal got a piece of it. Hoffman along the glass as the Thunder clear on the penalty kill. Arneal across the line, and that's off the post on a knuckleball that just about beat Paris Duffus. Soroka ties it up as he shovels it toward Duffus. Good opportunity by the Manitoba Moose, but Paris Duffus getting lucky. The goalpost, his best friend there.
I think the 2 most surprised guys in Winnipeg Arena on that rush were Scott Arneal and Paris Duffus. Arneal brings the puck through the defense with one hand, and he can almost hardly believe it got through there. I don't think Duffus expected it to get through there either, and it went past his left pad and clanked off the goalpost.
Now Scotty Arneal wondering how close do you got to be before it finally goes in the net, but they're doing what they have to do, and that's put pressure here on the Thunder. Still scoreless with 29 seconds to go in the power play. Face off in the Las Vegas zone to the right side of Paris Duffus. McCrory on the power play along with Allison, Mankiewicz, Dubois, and Andy Schneider. Dubois to Schneider on the point. Can't get it by 20. Here's McCrory, the hash marks. His slap shot saved Duffus. Duffus went down to block it. Didn't get any of it, though. And Duffus, really consistent goaltending. McCrory is maybe a little upset, but the Moose are, I suppose, doing what they have to do, and the fact that they're moving the puck in that zone.
Well, no question about it. Schneider, just a great play to keep the puck into the blue line. And McCrory didn't panic when it came to him, even sort of on his backhand. He pulled it back and teed it up. He saw the defenseman sliding. He knew he had to get it up in a hurry, but Duffus was right there.
All right, 19 seconds to go on the power play. Off the draw, Allison's weak shot, handled easily by Duffus. Allison bumped along the boards in the Thunder zone by 20. He's been out there a long time. Allison to Mankiewicz, up high off Duffus' shoulder. McCrory, he's hit by Dahlquist. Puck comes loose, the Thunder control, and they'll clear it. Zoltak to center. Across the Moose line, he's got Simon heading in, trying a fancy pass. No one there to pick it up. Penalty coming up to Manitoba. Jurkovic can't get the shot away as it's blocked by McCrory, and the puck will squirt into Thunder territory with 9:20 to go in period number 1. Power play over as Dahl carries it into the Moose zone. He's bumped up by Steve Wilson, and they will call the penalty. It happened somewhat behind play, it seemed. And it looks like Scotty McCrory, Tim, is heading to the Manitoba Moose bench. He is obviously limping and either took a slash, I guess maybe blocked the puck, and that's what did it.
He was favoring his left leg as he went off there, and you know, it's lucky he got to the bench when he did, because his replacement came on. I'm not sure if it was Sutton or not, but was already behind the rush and tried to get a hook in to prevent a clear-in chance on Riendo.
Now trying to walk it off. The block shot obviously hurt him. It's Eric Dubois in the penalty box for the Manitoba Moose.
Dubois takes the gate for tripping, and as the Moose finish off a power play and fail to score, you're going to have to go and kill one now. Already 1 for 1 on their penalty killing tonight.
Face off to the right of Vinny Riendo. Zoltak taking the face-off for the Thunder against Moran. Here's Arneal. Flips it by Huffman all the way down the ice. Zoltak to Quinney. Quinney across ice feed for Huffman. Huffman drives it in. Riendo can't play it. Sutton can't get to it before Lefebvre, but Steve Wilson will lend a hand. Here's Sutton, long pass for Stefan Moran at center. He's got 2. Moran to Arneal. He can't get the shot away, but it goes off his leg and scores. Didn't get the shot away, but it hit a part of his equipment, went by Paris Duffus, who's complaining on it.
I don't think this is going to count, Darren. As much as it looked like an innocent play, I think the officials are going to rule that Arneal, knowing he wasn't going to get the puck down on his stick, kind of pushed into the net with his right hand or his right arm, and the faceoff is going to come out. Moran seemed to have a clear path to the net. I'm not quite sure why he didn't shoot it, and it was the right hand of Arneal that came around and knocked the puck into the net. See, right there, he knew he wasn't going to get it onto his stick, and he gave it the old college try. You never know what the referee may or may not see.
Good call by Rob Martel.
Right on the ball.
Didn't even waste time talking with his linesman Gardner and Kristanovich. He just made the call, and Jean Perron a little disappointed as he shakes his head. Would have been a shorthanded goal for the Moose. Would have broke a scoreless tie with 8:45 to go, but it's not going to happen. 1:27 to go, and the penalty to Dubois. Sutton skating with the puck in his own zone. Banks it off the boards in neutral ice. Duffus sends it along. I'm not sure who he's looking for, but Gillen will just drop it back deep into Thunder territory. Looking to burn some time off the penalty to Eric Dubois. Dimitra Demure sends it in deep. Riendo stops it for Steve Wilson, rings it along the dasher boards, and cleared all the way down. 50 seconds to go in the Las Vegas power play. Their second power play opportunity of the evening. Dimitra across the Moose line. This guy can be dangerous. Dimitra down low. Riendo stood his ground. Nice play by Vinny Riendo to keep this game scoreless, but the Thunder still have it. Dimitra along the left wing boards. He's stick handling. Drops it back for Martin Gendron out front. Riendo gets a piece, and Riccardi takes Gendron into the Manitoba Moose net. With it, Vinny Riendo. The net comes off its moorings, and that's good for a stop and play.
Well, this was a real dangerous gamble the Moose defenseman in front of the net took. I think it was Jimmy Pack. He went to the man in the corner who had the puck and left Moore all alone in front of the net. This is Dimitra coming down here, and this just shows you what kind of wheels he's got. He just kicks up one leg, and he basically whiffed on the shot as he came by. Good thing for Riendo, because he was kind of back in his net a little bit on that one.
Talking about a player that leads the International Hockey League in scoring with, 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 points, and this now is 5th game, so.
He's got all the moves, Darren. We saw him really wheel it in Vegas last Saturday night.
Zoltak against McCrory, so Scotty McCrory's all right. Good news for Jean Perron and his crew. Sutton fires it into the Thunder corner. 20 seconds to go in the Las Vegas power play. Jeff Sarowick up the right side for Quinney. Cross ice feed for Lefebvre. Lefebvre for Zoltak to Quinney. Lefebvre cutting to the net. Quinney can't get it through. Sutton has it behind his own goal. Can't clear. Sarowick the wrist shot. Riendo makes the save. Lefebvre has it again in the circle. Back to the point. Huffman tees it up. Good save again by Vinny Riendo. It was first Paris Duffus. Then it's Vinny Riendo. Some great goaltending here in the opening period. It's still scoreless. The Moose and the Las Vegas Thunder on CKY.
We're going to see here why Steve Wilson, the veteran defenseman, is so valuable to this team. You watch him at the bottom of the screen. He knows how to keep that forward out of the way. He gives Vinny Riendo a super look at that puck from the point. Gives him every chance to stop it. It's a little thing, but it's a big thing.
Riendo saw it and made a great save. Shots on goal, 10 aside. Still scoreless in the opening period with 7 minutes to go. Sold out here at Winnipeg Arena. Everyone wants to have a look at the Manitoba Moose. It's been a while since we've seen this team. They played a lot on the road and a terrible road swing to open up the season. Fans will get a look at them over the next couple of weeks, though, as they play here tomorrow night against the Chicago Wolves as well. Moran loses a puck to Pavel Dimitra, to Zoltak, back to Dimitra, looking for Gendron. Jimmy Pack intercepts to Moran at center. Backhand pass for Arniel across the line. Arniel can't get around Sarowick. He had Jensen coming in on the play, but the Thunder take control. Dimitra to Gendron. Gendron to Dimitra, sticked up by Pack, and that's wide, and draws the penalty with 6:16 to go.
Here's an opportunity for the fans. Meet the Moose dinner. That's Tuesday, October 15th at the Fort Garry Hotel. It's all for Junior Achievement of Manitoba. Tickets are $75. Call 956-6080. Meet the Moose dinner.
Well, here's, you can see Jimmy Pack. He's behind Pavel Dimitra in the slot. He didn't stop skating from the blue line in. It was between the middle of the neutral zone and the blue line where he let Dimitra get away from him, and he had to haul him down. Otherwise, it may have been a goal for the Las Vegas Thunder.
Hooking penalty at 13:44. So the Moose finding themselves in trouble. Kind of trouble that Chris McSorley likes to see the Manitoba Moose involved in.
That's the kind of trouble he wants, Darren. He wants his speedy forwards using that speed to create those chances.
They're 0 for 2 on the power play. Couple of opportunities. Here's one of them. Quinney can't get it through, and the Moose able to send it over the boards. Now we got a battle between Kenny Sutton and Ken Quinney. Sutton feeding right hands. Quinney trying to get his left out, but I don't think he saw any of that. Wow.
Boy, Kenny Sutton just decked him with a couple of right hands, buckled his knees. Got to give Quinney credit, though. He got back up and tried to slug a few more. Most guys would have just crumpled in a ball.
That's the kind of play that Mike Keenan likes. Take a look at how this actually developed. Developed out of nowhere. The two just said, look, are we going to go? Let's do the deed. They dropped the gloves. Ken Quinney, Kenny Sutton, and the rest is history. That was a spirited go-round.
Well, Quinney threw them down first, maybe trying to get the first punch in, Sutton looked like he was ready for it, though, and did he ever come back strong after he took the first shot?
Do you think that Jean Perron maybe doesn't have to say anything to Kenny Sutton, because Sutton is obviously a National Hockey League veteran, but do you think he's saying, look, let's get out there and send a bit of a message? They're not going to get us into penalty trouble and all kinds of business to start this period.
Well, I think he, Jean Perron would preach that to all his players. I don't know necessarily he wants Ken Sutton throwing him out there. I mean, when you're challenged, sometimes you just have to show up. I think he'd rather see the likes of Darren Kimball throwing the punches as opposed to Sutton. He's a pretty valuable defenseman.
Well, Sutton and Quinioff for fighting. 13:50. Pack is still in the penalty box for hooking, so it is a power play for the Las Vegas Thunder. Will be for the next minute 50 seconds, but it is scoreless here at the arena. Schneider across the Thunder zone looking for a man, also trying to kill the clock. Takes it in deep, bumped on the play by Jeff Soroik. Soroik throws him toward the boards and then takes control of the puck to Lefebvre. Lefebvre out of his zone for Lowen. Lowen banks it into the Moose territory. Riendo on the backhand along the boards. Can't clear, kept in by Soroik for Lowen, and a give and go, and he rings it off the pipe. Good opportunity, and here come the Moose as they turn it around. Schneider off the stick of Huffman. A high, hard one with 5:30 to go in period number 1. Let's go downstairs with more and Keith McMahon.
A glass of water, yes, right away, Mr. Vogelsang. My job tonight is to get refreshments for the crew, and what better place than the newly renovated luxury boxes. They come with all the fixings. Fridge, the game on Channel 5 CKY. No longer are they closed in, but there's 10 open-air seats, and check out the view of the hockey game.
Outside of us, Tim, he's got the best seat in the house.
I think Keith has the best job in the house. He can just help himself to what's on the counter down there.
How about that sweater? Wow. Manitoba Moose, Channel 5 CKY. Looks like we've got another penalty as Sergei Zoltak is in the penalty box now for the Las Vegas Thunder. It's a hooking penalty, so that will nullify Jim Pack's hook. So we'll play 4 aside for the next minute 15 seconds, and then that will leave the Manitoba Moose with a 45-second power play. Face-off coming to the right of Paris Duffus. McCrory, Evans, Pankowitz, and Steve Wilson on the ice for the Manitoba Moose. Dimitra taking the draw for the Thunder. Can't clear. Here's Evans. Evans sends it into the corner. Dahl along the boards. Kerry Huffman trying to clear with some help from Gendron, and it comes loose to neutral territory. Wilson. Sean Evans. Long pass from McCrory. Behind him a bit. Huffman takes it. Marty Gendron cuts behind his own goal. Now steers around, getting away from Pankowitz. Lets him go. He thought he hauled him down looking for the penalty. Doesn't happen. Dahl to Dimitra. Skates dangerously in front of McCrory. Dimitra now moves up ice with it across the Moose line. Dimitra, boy, can this guy handle the puck? To Kevin Dahl. He's hit by Pankowitz. Huffman now has it. High slot for Dahl, who's pitching in deep. 4-on-4 for the next 23 seconds. 4:36 to go in the period. Scoreless hockey. Evans across the line, over for Pankowitz just behind him, and went off the skate of Dahl. Dahl gives Pankowitz a shot. Pankowitz wants to do more about this, but Dahl doesn't. 4.5 minutes to go. Scoreless hockey. The Moose and the Las Vegas Thunder on Channel 5 CKY.
We see the puck go into the slot here. When Kevin Dahl, the puck goes away. Kevin Dahl just takes a two-hander right at Greg Pankwitz's wrist.
boy.
Pankowitz turned and challenged him, I think maybe to fight. He was very lucky that he didn't drop his gloves, because referee Martel has whistled a penalty, and the Moose are going to get a two-man advantage out of this.
Quinney, Zoltak, and Dahl in the penalty box for the Thunder. It is a 4-on-3 for the next second. Now it is a two-man advantage. Will be for the next 40 seconds. Dahlquist. Dahlquist out of Thunder territory, sends it to center. That is knocked down by Andy Schneider. Schneider off the skate of Blaine Moore to Jimmy Pack. Pack across the line. Does he have some room? Hit by Dahlquist. Pack still has it. Back to Arneal. Now to Moran, who's covering up on the point. Stefan Moran looking for an opening to Arneal on the right side. Stick handling in the circle. Arneal looking for a man. Chris Jensen has it deflected over his stick. He's being bodied up on the play, but the Moose still have it. Schneider now on the left side. to the blue line. Stefan Moran, the slap shot. That hits Chris Dahlquist in the midsection. Chris Jensen kind of pushes him over on the play, but I think he was more concerned with the well-being of the player because he wasn't trying to rough him up. Take another look at it.
I think maybe he was just trying to knock the puck out of there, Darren. Sometimes it'll be sitting on your glove, but he did cover it up pretty well, and I think the whistle had already gone by the time Jensen gave there and gave him a little shove. The Thunder obviously talking to referee Martel, maybe hoping he might even up this situation a little bit.
Dahlquist, the captain of the Las Vegas Thunder, well-traveled human being. Still scoreless, by the way, with, well, 3:36 to go in the period. The Moose with a two-man advantage for the next 5 seconds. They have done nothing on the power play so far in this game, but then again, neither of the Thunder. Face-off to the right of Paris Duffus. McCrory will take the draw against Kerry Huffman. McCrory wins the draw to the point. Eric Dubois, his drive gets through. Duffus makes the save. Pankowitz back to Dubois. They'll try it again. Now McCrory. McCrory behind the Thunder net. He's hit by Dahlquist. Zoltak out of the penalty box, and he'll try and clear. Needs a little help from Pavel Dimitrov, but they do send it into Moose territory. Now 5-on-4 for the next 40 seconds. An opportunity the Moose probably thinking that they have to score on to get out of this period. Still scoreless, but they've been given the chance here late in the opening period of play. Icing called as Thunder touch the puck in their own zone. 31 seconds to go in the Moose power play. It is scoreless.
Coming up in our first intermission, we'll take you inside the home of Vincent Riendo. The Moose goaltender will talk about his nomadic lifestyle as a hockey player, doubled with his life as a husband and father of 3 adopted children. That's coming up in our first intermission.
And you'll want to stick around for that. Let me tell you, this guy has just about come full circle through the National Hockey League and now back into the International Hockey League. But quite a story, a remarkable young man. 31 seconds to go in the Manitoba Moose power play. Dahl is still in the penalty box. Quinney and Sutton, of course, off for fighting majors back at the 13:50 mark. Here's Gillen. Gillen has scored in his last 2 games. Can't get a chance here. Wilson spun around by Huffman. Moose keep it in, though. Gillen, right wing corner. Moose stick handling back to the point. Shot is wide by Dubois. Evans for Darren Kimball. Kimball back to the point. Dubois, some room up high to Wilson. Evans looking for Gillen. That is wide stick side of Duffus. Sorok bats at it. Kimball centering for Gillen. They don't hook up, and Dahl comes away with it. Dahl to Mitra. Back to Dahl. Now deep in the Moose zone. Bumped on the play by Eric Dubois, looking for someone open, or he's going to freeze it up. Back to even strength, 5-on-5, and the Moose seem content to send it back down the ice, and they'll go on a full-scale change with 2 minutes to go in period 1. Still scoreless hockey. Another penalty coming here, and it will come to the Moose as Chris Jensen spun around Chris Dahlquist deep in the corner. Jensen kind of pleading his case, saying, look at my stick got caught. His stick is broken, but it doesn't look like Rob Martel is going to fall for it.
Well, I think Rob Martel may have looked the other way on this particular call, but the problem with Chris Jensen is he got his stick wrapped around Dahlquist's midsection, and then he banged him up against the boards. Dahlquist didn't really have anywhere else to go but into the boards and then down to the ice. And actually it turns out to be a pretty good call by Rob Martel because it led straight to a potential Manitoba Moose scoring chance. And that was kind of a questionable hit in the corner. When it results in a turnover and a scoring chance, it pretty much has to be a penalty.
Well, I'm glad you qualified that because I was going to make it clear that you wouldn't be suggesting that Rob Martel was trying to even things up here late in the goings of the period.
Well, I think he had his hand up right away for the penalty, and he didn't know that scoring chance was going to come. You could probably guess, though, the way that turned out. I don't think Jean Perron's very happy with that call, but that's the way it's going to get called.
A reminder also, stick around. Later in the broadcast, we will bring you the Vernas Auto Body Crunch of the Game. Tim Campbell and I will pick the biggest hit of the hockey game. We'll bring you that later in the broadcast. Minute 50 to go. Jensen in the penalty box. It is a Thunder power play for the next minute 45. We'll have a couple of seconds tacked on in the second period. Lefebvre looking for Arturs Kerpax. They don't connect, and the Moose will clear their zone routinely. Change the penalty kill with a minute 25 to go in the opening period of hockey. Dahl across his line to center. The long slap shot into the corner. Takes a funny hop right out for Zoltuk. He can't get an effective shot. Gillen can't clear either. Takes some help from Andy Schneider, and they'll do a good job of sending it the length of the ice. A minute 10 to go in the penalty to Chris Jensen. Sergei Zoltuk on his own line, trying to set something up here with less than a minute to go in period one. Arturs Kerpax to Jeff Sarowick. Back to Kerpax. Off the skate of Schneider to Lowen. Dubois has it, banks it off the boards. Intended for Schneider. Schneider picks it up. He'll skate with it and kill as much time off the clock as he can. Schneider now to McCrory into the corner. McCrory for Schneider in a give and go. He was spun around though, couldn't get the shot away. McCrory carries it out of Thunder territory. Blaine Moore. Moore to Martin Gendron. In deep, Dimitra along the boards for Kerry Huffman. 15 seconds to go in the period. Scoreless, the Moose and the Las Vegas Thunder. Blaine Moore on his backhand to the point. Huffman looking for some room. His shot is well wide and not touched. Sarowick tees it up once again, drives it wide. They know the clock is ticking down. And that is the buzzer to sound the end of the opening period. Las Vegas trying to pepper as many shots at Vinny Riendeau as they could late in the period. 2 seconds left in the power play, so they'll conclude that at the start of the second. But pretty good hockey so far through 20 minutes of play. We'll have lots more for you. 40 minutes to go. Stay with us. We'll be back with more on Channel 5 CKY.
Well, after 20 minutes of play, it's all scoreless at the Winnipeg Arena. We've had some close ones and a goal called back for the Moose, but it's still 0-0 at the first intermission. Well, Vincent Riendeau figured prominently in the first period. He made some outstanding saves, but what you might not know, the man behind the mask is much deeper than that of a professional athlete. With more on that, here's Keith McMahon.
Vincent Riendeau plays one of the most solitary positions in sports. But off the ice, his crease is full. Unable to have children of their own, Riendeau and his wife Marie-Josée went to Mexico 3 years ago and adopted Samuel.
Sammy's quite a character. He